Love. What a great life. Let me go turn off my fan now that we're loading.
I'm a fan of that idea.
It's a good noise.
Yeah. Testing, testing. Players can't hear me, right?
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Wow, what a team name, by the way. Dad 420 Bravo Squad.
Indeed. Why is it always just like one team has a name and the other doesn't? And the one team that does have a name is like Sean's Investment Appreciation Club or whatever.
Man, you remember a lot of words out of that.
Yeah, for sure one of them's wrong, but it's damn close. Well, it's Dong Dad 420 brackets Bravo squad, Bravo hyphen squad. Here in the RD2L, the cast is beginning here at Next Level Dota, casted by Nex and Rankshis. Say
I'm
hi.
Rankshis.
Woo! I'm Nex. This voice is Nex.
10 seconds remaining.
And don't mislead them with the this voice is Nex after.
This verse
5
is there.
seconds
God damn
remaining.
it. This verse is next.
Her talking in the words is coming.
Reserve time.
Remember it? Yeah, so that's how it's going.
So this is the first day of my work week, a 10-hour day, well 11. Coming back, casting one game, so I'm definitely gonna be rusty. It's gonna be good though. It always is good. It's almost a cast where you guys can just laugh at me personally for publicly embarrassing myself on Twitch.
I know I will.
Yep. Rankshis is your aide in making fun of me. He's here along for the ride.
I have lots of info about how embarrassing Nex is as a human being that you guys would just love to hear. I'm sure of it.
Yes, he's been there for all of my good times, good and bad. And yes, all the stories will be shown. You have to be here. You have to be along for the ride, though. And
very true.
Yep, and hopefully they'll actually get told because Twitch censors videos now. If you haven't kept up with the news, if there's any music playing, it will just block out large clips of the video. So I will not be playing any music.
System. Yeah.
Luckily, Death Mole doesn't get muted whatsoever, which is wonderful. But now the draft is underway. The call to arms has begun.
Wow, you remember to say it this time.
Yeah, well, after I completed the last one, so I'm getting there. The
I'm
watermelon
so with you.
being the first pick.
Yeah, Tidehunter's like super standard nowadays. I feel specifically in the RD2L, like maybe in other like sort of tournaments with the different teams, it's less popular. But I still feel like it has to get picked quite a large amount. Maybe not first pick, but still very early.
Yeah.
So pretty standard. Centaur less. You see him less than he used to. Still a good hero. Has a lot of like kill opportunities from a very early level. Kind of easy to force out a lane, specifically if you have a Skywrath or really anything that'll do magic damage without actually auto-attacking him. And doing it from range, and a Viper, another very like standard pick, just a hero that can win a lane pretty easily, hard to counter.
Yep, single-handedly. And the Witch Doctor seems to be like really unpopular here in the RD2L. That is for show.
Totally.
We have to all watch it go in the RD2L. Wow, Abaddon pick, sweet. Not really countering anything specifically right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, normally there's something like specifically in lane you like to counter, but actually I would say Witch Doctor would do a fair job of countering Abaddon, just because it's really hard to remove that stun without it happening again. Sorry everybody, that's an airplane that has decided to fly over my house.
Ooh, axe.
And so, yeah, so man, what a manly team from the Radiant. You have the Tidehunter, the Necro, and Axe, just a bunch of heroes that want to go in, and a Witch Doctor who will love that to happen. Yeah, Ancient Apparition picked up. That's actually really smart. They have 2 different types of heals on the Radiant team so far. So it seems silly that they wouldn't ban it over the Wraith King, I guess.
Well, and I just realized that
going into that,
Lycan didn't get banned in the first ban phase and didn't get picked in the first pick phase, but actually it's banned out the second time. That's
I didn't actually notice that. You're right.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, don't worry, everybody.
Yeah, you said Ancient Apparition's really good, and Abaddon the Shield, well, I could see it being okay against Necrophos. They pick Necrophos into that, so Reaper's Scythe won't do as much damage, kind of, that could be a thing, but it's still nothing crazy in terms of the counters. A lot of tanky heroes, though, on the Dire. Centaur, Viper, and Abaddon are all really bad targets if you're looking for, like, a squishy support to gank.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Abaddon would love if you would try to gank him. I'm sure that
just try it. Although Axe, if he gets like it really balls out of control, wow. Okay, I gotta stop talking. Sniper and Medusa, two ranged heroes that rarely get picked, are the last picks here from the Radiant and the Dire. Oof. Okay, so let's see. Sniper against their team. I really don't like it against the Radiant team. They gotta have a lot of like slows, lockdowns. Axe can blink. Necrophos stun, Ravage, paralyzing cask. Just oof. And Medusa's
Sniper's really bad against initiation, more or less like initiation that can get into the team already, and they have an Axe and a Tidehunter, and both of those heroes are most likely going to get Blink Daggers and want to go in first to initiate a team fight. Sniper's really bad at dealing with that, but the Radiant team did pick a Medusa, and we've seen a Medusa before, and it did not do well.
Well, the one time it went mid, it did like crazy well. It was really tanky, and the TA who didn't get refraction it was really hard to gank her, I guess, but that was probably because of the refraction.
Was that something we've seen?
I think that was in our own games. I don't think it was
yeah, I was about to say I think that was something that happened to us, which was crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm gonna try out TA, go for it.
Talked about the draft a little bit more, but Colin, who's playing who? The 2B pros here in the RD2L. Ellen Pudge on the Sniper, starting with the Dire team. Gran Lee playing the Centaur. Eeyore, hard crippling Depper, Eeyore, playing the Ancient Apparition. Polar Buried playing the Abaddon. I'm glad I stopped calling him Abaddon, because at one point I was really stuck on that. But Sunsfan did the exact same thing in Dota Cinema. It was kind of funny because he did it as well. Karmatical on the Viper. Going back to the Radiant side now. Hi, I'm Jing, playing the Medusa. And Smiles on the Witch Doctor. Axe being played by 555 plus Pro Carbine, or Carbon, and Dream. Carbine, there it is. And Tidehunter being played by the Dream. The Watermelon Dream is real in the offlane. And 1.09, a mathematical name coming out from Necrophos. Maybe that's like some kind of calculation that has to do with Reaper's Scythe. Because like you have to know the exact math as you do Reaper's Scythe, and it's really hard to do with the dynamically allocated damage and HP. So now they're ready to go. The horn is blowing here in the RD2L. Is game one of one game that I'm going to cast tonight, or that we're going to cast tonight, is going to happen right now. Centaur's going to get an Invis Rune, and he's got Hoof Stomp.
What do you think about the ward that was just placed right here? What's your opinion on that?
That is going to block, and I've always said if you're okay with the vision it gives, having a ward on this side, here's the line just about, it's right in the middle of this tree. Mm-hmm. Or it's like right here. It's on one side of the tree and then the middle on the bottom. But anyways, you're never going to counter ward this. Like, this is going to be so hard, because if you're going to put a sentry and you think it's on the magic bush, it's going to be there. But if you're like put a ward here, which does the same thing and gives the same vision, this is going to be a really good ward spot. And so I don't know about this one in particular, but this one over here is really, really good. So I think the idea is there, and I really like the different, changing it up at least.
Sure. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, no. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm totally a fan of that. And ooh, cool words coming out from Witch Doctor. I've never seen that word. It's like a weird hook word, kind of I don't even know what it is. It's like I can't even say what that is. But bottom lane, a lot of pings are coming out, and Medusa's the one pinging, saying, "Hey, let's go on these guys, maybe just a little bit." And the snake being used. Wow, she spammed that twice at level 1. Now she's out of mana pretty much.
Yeah, it's probably not the greatest idea to do. Normally, I'm not a big fan of having like Centaur lane with another offlaner, but having an Abaddon is kind of a cool idea, because he does want to use double edge at some point and start like nuking people down. And having a shield on you is just going to make it so you're going to double edge and then also explode for extra damage. So it's kind of a cool concept. We'll see how it pays off.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage. Hopefully the levels will be there. He's going to be gimped in that, but yeah, level like 3 or 4, somewhere around there, he's going to be hitting like a truck with those shields.
Mm-hmm.
The Mistcoil level 1 does a pretty good amount of nuke damage. Not too bad, and the heals as well. Yeah, definitely. And Tidehunter should have some trouble up here in the top lane with the Chilling Touch coming from the Ancient Apparition, but it's just pushed towards his like lane pretty well, so that's too... But wow, I didn't know this Axe is actually offensively jungling, or just in the offensive jungle at the moment. And which is, yeah, it looks like they blocked only one camp in the Radiant side, so I'm not entirely sure why he's aggro jungling.
Maybe he's looking to like lane cut after a certain point. I'm kind of with you. I don't know why he's there either. I've tried the aggressive jungle before on Axe, and sometimes it works out, but more often than not, it's just like you can look at Axe right now. He's gonna get low. Most likely, he wants to go for Tranquil Boots, and when you're jungling on Axe with Tranquil Boots, you drop your Tranquil Boots in between camps and or during camps, I mean, and it just it's unsafe. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. And now Axe is going into the top lane. He's done jungling right now, and we'll see what he's actually going to do. Maybe he's going to... Yeah, he's probably going to the side shop to get his tranquils.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yep. And we'll see. Yeah, that's just... Especially when, like, the tranquils, people drop him on the ground. And, like, wow, he actually ran all the way there without the boots money. So he's actually just getting the regen and then being like, oh, well, I'm going to go back, I guess.
I kind of... I don't ever really say this, but maybe he should hang out for the 30 gold, because he's 20 away now.
I know, right?
And he's gonna get to a camp and he's gonna have the money for it, and that'll be a huge bummer.
Yeah, and like snipers should do pretty well against this necro foes. Like I don't know, like in the beginning, sniper is gonna do kind of not that much damage, and maybe necrophos can get those last hits. But as soon as he gets a damage, notice he went blades of attack. He'll start to like take those last hits from Necrophos, and that's huge because then there's the mana regen and health regen that the Necrophos
Considering Necro likes to get within the middle of a creep wave and try to use like Death Pulse to harass, Sniper's really good about that because he can just stay out of range of the like Death Pulse harass.
Punish it really hard.
Yeah, making Sniper like pretty good against it, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Against certain mids, Sniper is crazy good. And especially if he like wants to go that like tower push strat, like both of them are really good. I'm totally undecided on which one's like better per se in terms of both the hybrid of pushing the tower and actually being effective. Because I mean, if you go full shrapnel, then you know that's like not so good at fighting in certain ways. It depends, but like, and both of them can help you get the tower. If you get take aim, you're able to snipe the tower from far away. So it's both. The bottom lane, there's a hoof stomp. Yeah, Witch Doctor's getting gone on. Plus the burst of the shield, the Aphotic Shield blowing up, but there's only one right click, and there are two melee heroes, so the Voodoo Restoration doing work here. He's actually diving for this. This could be First Blood going the opposite way. There's one more hit, but there's the Mistcoil from the Abaddon, expending the last of his mana and saving the Centaur.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about with Witch Doctor kind of being a counter to Abaddon, because even if you Aphotic Shield the original bounce of the stun, it'll bounce back, and you can get unlucky and have it hit you again. So I kind of favor Witch Doctor a little bit against an Abaddon, and sure enough, worked out that way.
Yeah. Wow, Necrolite getting really low here in the mid lane. Sniper's doing work. He does have a ton of mana, though, so he's just going to be able to heal up with some level 3 Death Pulses, ranking up there. I noticed the healing doesn't scale that much, not as much as the damage. I didn't realize that until like the last game we saw Necrolite. It's like, oh wow, the heal portion only levels 20 HP per rank, which is kind of cool. Kind of interesting.
I would actually venture a lot of people don't really look at that when they play Necro.
Yeah. It's like, interesting. It's mainly the damage, and it's pretty good damage in an AoE, but yeah, the heal doesn't get crazy. But yeah, so still 0-0, so approaching on the 6-minute mark, and we have not had our first blood yet. Careful play here in the RD2L, and I approve of this. They're playing really well. No one's getting too crazy. But Sniper is doing really well in the mid lane. 7 more last hits than Necrolite, and that's really good. Now he's going to even come online even more with his phase boots. And Viper in the top lane doing really good as well.
So both Sniper and Viper have the same amount of last hits, 28, well now 29. All right, so exactly. You know, they're really close, but I would say that Radiant could have an advantage here just because they have an Axe who is jungling, and so they have one less support, one more farmer.
Good point. Axe, speaking of Axe, he comes in with Berserker's Call and gets the taunt on the Centaur, who's tried to hoof stomp, but he ran out of mana from the Mystic Snake stole the mana, but he actually got the mana there after the wand charge was blown, and was able to get enough mana to hoof stomp, so he gets to live. But that was really awesome to see it get completely canceled midway because of the Mystic Snake. Yeah, wow, that was cool. So he's getting aggressive, but yes, the XP graph I would imagine is in the Radiant's favor, and it is.
Yeah, I was just about to say that it's funny. The XP graph is ahead for the Radiant, definitely because they have a jungler instead of 2 supports, but the money is actually going the way of the Dire team, which I guess isn't that surprising considering the 2 top farmers are on the Dire team.
Exactly. I guess Axe has 24 last hits, which, yeah, you would think that it would also offset that a little bit, but I guess it's mainly just the XP. And Centaur double-edging Medusa right off the bat, not even hoof stomping. He doesn't have enough mana to hoof stomp. And the Mystic Snake will take even more mana, but it won't even be thrown right now. And, well, it's going to be rank 4, so it's definitely going to be stealing way more mana per jump and having more jumps total. So a well-timed Mystic Snake is definitely going to keep the mana intensive on the dire side. And as far as the bot lane goes, and here it goes, bounces. Okay, it only hits the creeps.
Lame.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
That's a good try.
They were way far back for that. So
yeah, the new creep wave was coming, so I get the theory behind it. You can definitely get more mana out of it that way, but just not close enough to the heroes.
Exactly. And Assassinate shot actually just being used on Necrophos here in the mid lane. He doesn't die. I think he might have... No, he actually didn't Death Pulse there. It's not on cooldown. But he might have used it a little bit back. Oh, damn it. I missed First Blood in the top lane. Viper diving past the tower with a ton of Nether Toxin ranks and 2 into Poison just to get that from 10 to 20% slow. And yeah, Viper had the level to do it as soon as he got Viper Strike and a couple more Nether Toxin.
So every time, I've seen this lineup a couple times in the RD2L, and I always expect Viper to win, and I'm like really surprised to see how well the Tidehunter does, but finally a Viper just like forcing superiority within his lane, and this is how I feel like it should go every time, and sure enough, he's doing it. So
yeah,
making me question myself less. Thank you, Viper.
Exactly. He's got to win his lane.
Yep.
And now I just think that Sniper is going to be doing so well now. Like, Necro has so much mana, but like, Sniper is definitely just owning right now. Another Assassinate shot being baited out, actually. Baiting out another Death Pulse, more mana usage. And now Necrophos has 0 bottle charges to his name, and there's no rune up, so yeah, he's going to have to either Bottle Crow or just not going to have as much mana. I'm surprised the Sniper isn't playing a little bit more high ground on him. I mean, because he doesn't have an escape as Sniper, so he might be scared of like the Axe rotating in or Witch Doctor or something like that. But yeah, he's definitely in the strength right now. He's got Phase Boots. He has like a couple ranks in Take Aim. And Tidehunter goes down again to the Viper in the top lane. Viper, like, of course, it's to the point where as soon as Tidehunter comes up, it's just Chain Slows and Chilling Touch procs. And now Ancient Apparition's level 6 and has Ice Blast, which he just got. He didn't use that in the last fight. So now the Ice Blast fear is real on the map.
Yeah, and this is another reason, or going back to why I think Viper should be to Tide. Even if he purges the Viper Strike, he still has Poison Attack, which will continue to slow Tidehunter. So how effective is Kraken Shell really against a Viper?
Yeah, exactly. Totally true. And Ancient Apparition has that ult. I'm surprised he hasn't ulted mid. Mid had low HP, literally like a 4th HP. And an Ice Blast plus 1 auto attack or an Assassinate shot would have been an easy kill on Necrophos.
For sure.
But yeah, not being used yet. And it looks like Radiant was trying to do something here in the bot lane. They were kind of hiding behind the trees. Or it was Dire, I think, maybe. But yeah, but this has been a very apprehensive bottom lane and no actual action so far. Ice Blast being sent. Looks like it's going to go to the bot lane. They're pinging it out, but the Dire is way too far back. Their creep wave's not ready. And now this Ice Blast is still going to hit Witch Doctor pretty close. And apparently has a laughing Sniper. Was that? Huh. I wonder why I didn't see him speak LOL, or if that was a deny or something. Maybe it's the sound changes still being broken, not being tweaked fully.
Maybe you didn't all chat it.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
I did not expect a Midas from the Sniper. I mean, he's doing great, so it's not like a bad idea.
Totally. In bot lane, this Witch Doctor is getting gone on, but the Paralyzing Cask is just bouncing between them. No way. Look at it go, guys. Stare at it in tower range, and now another part of the map someone dies, but Abaddon doesn't have his ult, and he's going to go down here really, really close, but he actually gets out of tower range. And the person who got killed is Medusa in the top lane by this extremely strong Viper. Mech being shown here, and 3 kills to his name. This Viper is definitely balling out of control in a real way.
He's doing phenomenal.
Yeah. Viper being used to auto attack people and getting kills. Yeah. And that's kind of interesting. Viper is like, a mid hero and he wins mid, but you put him in the safe lane and now that off laner has to get that same fear that the mid laner would get, most off laners are like, oh, I'm tanky, come at me. And then Viper's like, okay, I will. And I'm going to level Viper poison attack at the same time. Sniper getting an assassinate shot onto Necrophos here in the mid lane. We've probably missed 3 of the 4 kills this game, or at least I have. and the bot lane not missing this. Ravage being used. Centaur really low, but he gets miscalled up. Death Ward being used. Ness is going to crunch down on the Centaur, but he's actually going to He used a double edge to hurt himself and trying to get the Witch Doctor, but not able to do it. The AA went really low. He was able to Ice Blast, and that was going to help the Witch Doctor get killed as well. Medusa popping the Stone Gaze and being really freezing up a bunch of people. Gush showing no damage because they used in Stone form at that time. And yeah, so let's see. Going the Dire's way even more. The Ravage was expended, and it was 2 kills going the way of the Dire team, and only 1 lost from the Dire team. And yeah, Necrophos is really underfarmed for this level of this part of the game. Definitely going against that sniper. He's just got a Null Talisman phase in bottom. Yeah, he definitely wants more. And Necrophos is very, very farm dependent. Super, super hard carry status. Like, can have a huge impact, but needs that farm. Abaddon's level 6 now. He's feeling really good about that. And both the supports down here are level 6, so they might be looking to dive this. The Viper's here with the mech. This is really scary. The bot lane is certainly not going to go that well. Witch Doctor's coming back up to this lane, so now it's 3v3. We'll see what happens. This Abaddon might get spotted out by this Witch Doctor here, but actually the Witch Doctor is the one that's going to get hunted right here. Wow, the Abaddon was just chilling there for a second. Viper finally saw him. Now it's a complete engagement. There is no Ravage. Ice Blast being used, not hitting anyone. Now Abaddon's being focused, but he's got that mech there from the Viper. And he's also got his ult. He's just going to tank the tower. There's no problem whatsoever. And now the Death Ward healing up the Abaddon inside of the borrowed time. Not going to be doing anything, and now this Witch Doctor's by himself. He's been spotted out by the sniper, and the Shrapnel is able to see him as well, and now he's getting completely cornered. There's nothing. The Tidehunter's like, okay, I'm gone, guys. There is a TP coming out from the Necrophos, and he's here as well. He has his ult, but is this going to be good? There's the nuke from the Death Pulse, and now Sniper's trying to actually get away. The Axe was here, and he used Berserker's Call, and that was really good. On the back lines, it looks like Medusa got killed as well, and Tidehunter to follow. Triple kill going the way of Viper. Buyback coming out from the Dire as Centaur gets completely Culling Blade. I didn't actually see he was low enough for that, but now the movement speed's doing work, and the Ice Blast is going to be off the mark as a result. No mana left for Necrophos. Here comes the call. It's actually doing work on that Abaddon, but there comes the Mystic, the Stone Gaze as well. Axe is going to be chopping down. There's the Culling Blade through the shield. There's nothing that's going to stop you from that. And wow, Axe getting a triple kill after the Viper, I believe, got a triple kill. So
what a manly hero. I'm surprised Axe showed up so late for that. He got his Blink Dagger about a minute before that engagement, maybe 30 seconds, and like there was a fight happening. He should have been running straight there. Maybe he did, and I just didn't see it, but I definitely expected him to be there sooner, and I feel like if he would have showed up when people were diving, like that fight would have been crazy different.
Yeah, it swung the way of the Dire to begin with, and yeah, if he was there to begin with, they might have cut their losses a little bit. For sure. Centaur, I actually didn't see that he has his Blink Dagger as well. And so now it's Blink. The manly heroes from both teams have their Blink Daggers. A little cute juke coming out from Centaur there, getting out of the Necrolight's way. And wow, so a couple kills going the way of the Radiant. They're going to feel really good about that. The Axe, it gets a point booster from all those kills. And he, I guess, is going to go that, well, like we talked about, if he balls out of control, he's going to get that Ags, and that's going to be really, really good, especially against Abaddon.
Also against Sniper. Like, Sniper is definitely not going any HP items, and the kill threshold gets increased when you pick it up Aghanim Scepter, and man, like you'll be able to see like almost a full HP Sniper just get dunked.
Yeah, pretty much. Couple hits, one lucky spin, and GG. Ice Blast coming, only gonna hit one right now. But yeah, no, totally. I think that Ags is just the smartest pick for that Axe, 100%. Being able to like take out Abaddon and go, okay, yeah, you want to be on the front lines, you want to help, and you want to be that guy that's going to throw out your shields and have that longevity in the fight. But no, I'm going to completely nullify borrowed time with my Ag stick.
Yeah, it's a good item. I definitely feel like because no one else looks like they're going for a mech or a pipe currently. I do feel like that would also be a really good option for Axe. But
really deep here. Sniper's really deep. Now wow, he actually didn't get got on there. I'm surprised the Axe didn't blink on that.
Yeah,
super close. The eye of the storm in terms of action. We almost saw it, and then it breezed right by us. Now we're in the middle. Ice Blast gonna do some damage. I love Ice Blast. Such a fun spell. I know you don't play Ancient Apparition that much, but very, very fun.
I'm pretty bad at landing those, so I'll just have to take your word for it. This game may have like the most tranquil boots I've ever seen within one game.
Yeah, finally there's the blink coming out from Axe, only getting a Berserker's Call in one, doing a little bit of damage coming out from Ancient Apparition, but the mech saves him from the Reaper scythe completely, and now there's the Death Ward coming out from the Radiant, the Ravage as well. It's completely healing up the borrowed time Abaddon, and he's going to take a lot of that damage, getting completely stoned up there for a second, and then he gets killed afterwards. So that's one kill going the way of the Ravage. All that they're going to show for from the Ravage. So yeah, the only kill going the way because of that, and they're going to TP the mid and kind of defend this tower, which Centaur was split pushing, doing a little bit of damage, and I believe the tier 1 was down quite a bit ago.
So the Radiant team totally won that, but they did burn 2 ultimates for it. They didn't take a tower, and Centaur was pushing mid, so it wasn't actually like that big of a victory. Specifically, if the Dire team can push this tower down here, and they won't have the ultimates to defend it.
That's totally true. This is, yeah, not the best. And actually, Witch Doctor right here gets a Viper Strike right on him, and the Assassinate shot was like, not going to happen. No kill steal for his initials is KS. It's
I'm pretty sure it's called a kill secure, by the way.
Well,
not a kill steal. Kill
that's
secure.
debatable.
He's a sniper, bro. It's a kill secure.
His initials is KS in his lore. It's actually something Sharp Eye. And his first name starts with a K. It's not Kevin, I know that. But yeah, Dota lore once again. That's like a what's the word for it? Like a trademark of our casts here. I guess of my casting.
Knowing a bit of lore.
Yeah, and I was looking for the Heropedia, but it's like not loading, so I can't even go to. You're gonna have to look for action because I have to find this guy's name right now.
All right, I can do that. Not a lot of action happening. Viper is in a place where he could make action happen, but they have a ward on him. They can see him, and he definitely has to run away at this point. Nack's missing the taunt, so he'll slowly fly away on his 11 wings.
I can't find Sniper. There he is. I got him, guys. Oh my God, what a pressuring environment to try to find something.
Well, what's his name?
Cardell Sharp Eye.
What a stupid name, by the way.
So there it is. So KS is his initials for kill secure or kill steal.
Nope, kill secure.
I'm pretty sure it came from like Counter-Strike, and you're like, kill steal, dude. Like, dude, why'd you kill steal me? Like KS, you kill steal me. So, because like when you're playing Counter-Strike, there's no securing kills. Everyone's firing at everyone.
Yeah,
like,
this is a completely different environment from
yeah,
Counter-Strike, by the way.
Whatever. Counter-Strike made by Valve and Dota 2 made by Valve. They're making the lore and they're basing it off their original games.
Only if it's like a Warcraft 3 mod.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Valve only steals a classy type of stealing. They brush it up and just polish it, throw some gold on it, and then sell it and make more gold back. That's the Valve way.
Sure.
And we thank them for it, and we give them money, and they give us hats. Oh, wow. This axe almost dying to a slightly misplaced Ice Blast.
It looked pretty safe to me when the Ice Blast was primarily within the woods.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, right. He probably was jumping in there. No, yeah, he might have blinked, but I don't know. Yeah, so let's see, 5-9, and the gold graph going the way of the, or XP and gold going the way of the Dire, of course, with all the team fights, plus the fact that their last hits are stellar. Sniper doing a really good job. He's farming Ancients now. He does a Maelstrom, a DD in the pocket, and a Midas as well. And so yeah, this is where you see snipers just get out of hand. The sniper is a greedy pick, and he's not getting punished, despite the fact that we talked about the dive potential, the reach, as I like to say, coming out from the Blink Tide, the Blink Axe. And just like the slow and stunning potential coming out from like Stone Gaze, Paralyzing Cask, and Reaper Scythe.
Yeah, they definitely have quote-unquote reach, which they definitely need, like this axe specifically needs to utilize within the context of a team fight.
Definitely.
To demolish the really squishy sniper.
Yeah, exactly. DD getting forced out, and he's going to use it on this axe, who's certainly going to go down. Didn't even need the Assassinate, the last right-click doing so much damage, plus the Ice Blast as well. Yep, nice kill. So like, yeah, like what's going on here? What is Radiant looking to do? Nah, Tidehunter is getting gone on. The watermelon's getting poisoned here. You don't want to eat this watermelon, and he actually purges some of it, but he couldn't get off his Ravage. He wanted to use it, surprisingly, and now Medusa's getting gone on. The Stone Gaze is being popped, and that's going to stone form them, but she's actually turning around. The Cold Feet actually stunning her right in front of all the Dire. I wonder if she would have got away. Maybe not. But yeah, not looking good. Assassinate being used on the Witch Doctor while he makes it go. And they have to watch it go as it bounces to and fro as the mid tower goes down.
I mean, he's kind of lucky he
Radiant's
didn't get that
middle
Ravage
tower
off,
is
because that'd have
under
been a
attack.
completely, like, waste of a Ravage.
Yeah.
Although
Radiant's
everyone's
middle
calling
tower
GG
has
at this
fallen.
point, so...
GG.
Bloodstone Medusa canceling. Oh, friggin' Medusa.
Is canceled. Yeah. Is Bloodstone really the build coming out from this Medusa?
It shouldn't be, but here we are.
Yep. There's nothing a soul booster builds into besides a Bloodstone.
I tell so many people this, and that is, if you are not doing well, like a Bloodstone is essentially like a waste of an item.
Yeah.
And even more so on a Medusa, just because there's so many better items you could get on a Medusa. I know you want like
Radiant's
the
top
mana
tower
pool
is
component
under
of it, and
attack.
I guess in that regard, it's pretty good. Wow,
Yeah.
Axe just straight up left.
Oh, well.
But yeah,
Big dodges coming out from Pro Carbine. 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 I'm not a manly man. I don't know much about guns, guys.
Victory.
Carbine's
There
a
it
gun,
is.
right?
yeah. So proud of you right now.
I got it, guys.
Woo!
I did the gun knowledge.
Oh man, dang dad, Bravo Squad, 420 somewhere. Yep, there it is. Dong dad, sorry, not dang dad. Dang dad,
Dang
420
dad.
Bravo Squad.
Yeah. So well played, the Dire team. I was gonna say that we're like my prediction was that the Radiant was pretty much won the draft. We didn't really call it out and have our bets, but I would have lost that bet because the Dire winning, Sniper owning, Viper owning, and bot lane basically being a wash.
Yeah, you can't let Sniper and Viper, like, both win their lanes.
Yep.
Like, specifically, you can't let your safe lane and your mid win, because that's too much of
Yeah.
an advantage.
You can't let any hero with Iper in its name win its lane. That's
I
the
don't know
rule.
if that's true, but for this game, it's true.
Yep. Exactly.
There's something wrong with you.
I just.
You got it.
Yep, I nailed it.
Damn you, Ivor.
I mean, you can't. That's the truth. The undeniable truth of this match.
I hate the Ivor.
All right, so let's see. What time is it? 10:08. If there's another lobby going up very soon, we'll
There's a
cast another.
full lobby up right now.
Okay, we're going. It's
All right.
happening. Boom. Boom.
So another Medusa, not really doing it this game,
Nope.
or that game, I should say.
Yeah. I think that like the max mana shield like mid roll like worked out really well. You like if you don't gank, it's like one of the okay. So there's multiple heroes that you have to gank. I'm getting talked to. Wow, right here. Let's see what's going on. That happened last night. Oh yeah. Wireless slot's only full. Yeah, you quit during it. Oh, that sucks. Shuffle, start.
Yeah, not as good as me shouting shuffle a bunch of times and then hitting the start button. But
Yep, that's how you do it.
yep, that is indeed how you do it.
Omar and Louie accepting friend request. Yeah. Can you stop trying to shuffle teams that you want? That's funny. No, it should just be, yeah, like how you did it. You just like do it instantly and then you like just start it without looking. That's how you do it. This guy clearly being... Oh, we got teammates equals left wing faggots. We know him.
We have Omar and Louie
Yep.
and Polar Buried.
Polar Buried. We've seen Pro Carbine a couple times.
Yep. Shout
Shout outs to the people we know. Smiles. We've seen him a couple times. Yep.
Yeah.
Not forgetting
I
you.
I don't remember really any of these other people.
Yeah, sorry, other people. But
Sorry, other people.
Yep. But hey, welcome to the next level cast. Yeah.
Super Tramp, Alex Supertramp.
You
So,
shut your dirty whore mouth.
You're like a cat, but in real life. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Weeaboo faggots, are we? Weeaboo faggots, are we?
Speaking of which, have you seen the new Hunter x Hunter?
That last night, Misha got back at like 10:30 or something, and we couldn't watch it.
So you saw in the previous episode Leorio's like abilities that he's developed so far.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah, we saw him like actually do like the teleportation punch.
Yeah,
and we saw that in
down and
Greed
up.
Island from that boxer.
Yeah,
Had, like,
a very similar ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Also,
Radiant
Leorio has the
team
longest
back.
fucking arm on the planet.
Yeah, so good for him. That's a great ability when you have a crazy long
Yep.
arm.
He's like the stretchy guy from Fantastic
Dire
Four
team back.
mixed with a Hunter x Hunter dude with I don't even know what like class of Nen that
Radiant
falls
team
under.
banned.
I'm pretty sure it's emitter,
Emitter.
Dire team
which I'm
banned.
probably a nerd.
I thought
for
like
knowing
emitter
that.
like projects your Nen like
Radiant
as a
team
force. And, like,
I mean that's kind of what it is.
I don't think so, man. Like because it's not a Nen fist. It's his actual fist that's being
I
teleported.
still think it's an emitter.
All right, we'll see. We'll go because at one point they called that out and they did the leaf thing. But did they do it for? No, they didn't do it for Leorio.
They didn't
now
do
that I
it
think
for
about
Leorio.
Okay.
He wasn't there in the.
But we should be able to
in the-
discern it from the color. He was green.
Dire team
They like
pick.
hardly do colors. It's
I know,
always they do
it's not-
white.
it's pretty
in,
inconsistent.
In original Hunter x Hunter, they like there wasn't white Nen. It was like everybody had the color of the like
Yeah.
class that they belong to.
Apologies for everyone who hasn't watched Hunter x Hunter, but you're a pleb for not watching Hunter x Hunter, so you deserve
Yeah, this is like
confusion.
2 week old information. So
Yeah, but anyways,
Yeah.
watch Hunter x Hunter. Start watching anime. You won't regret it. You'll
You
be
might,
a new
but-
person, and like you'll cry for a full day and a full night because you'll realize that you've wasted so much time not watching anime that
Radiant
that you'll be
team pick.
depressed. But then you'll get over it, and then you'll be happier after that. So
sure,
it's
sure,
the
sure.
transformation we all undergo. Ogre Magi being the first pick coming out from the Radiant. Hopefully, it's not the jungle Ogre Magi.
Oh
being
no,
seen
let's
by
see a
Chinamen.
40-minute jungle ogre magi who can't stand up to anything. That
Yep.
sounds great.
Don't do it. But wow, first pick Abaddon. This is like the early Abaddon picks, and like okay, so here's the question. Okay, so early picks are
10
all about
seconds
either one
remaining.
versatility or two locking down heroes that you definitely want to play.
5
So
seconds
either like
remaining.
Abaddon, the versatility is okay. Like he's not counterable. He doesn't like counter anyone. He's just a solid pick.
Reserve
Okay,
time.
maybe that's true. But he's kind of counterable in a couple ways. And like the question would be, do they have super faith in Abaddon? Is 1.09 saying this is the strongest hero and I need to pick him? I don't know.
Radiant
But the
team back.
thing is, Abaddon is just so much more powerful when he counters something, like a Mirana arrow. You know, there's a giant list of things that it does. It's a strong purge, much like the Legion Commander.
Dire team banned.
What's it called? Moment of Courage? No, that's the lifesteal. Tyler, what's the name of the
press
purge?
press the
Dire
attack.
team-
Press the attack. Boom.
Yeah, sorry, I
Yes.
was kind of I was looking at the bands and wasn't really listening to you, which is actually nothing new. But so obviously a big Phantom Assassin ban because the jungle ogre magi can't stand up to a Phantom Assassin. Could you possibly do that? We've seen that lose before.
Yeah, and wow, Keeper of the Light. This hero I am a giant fan of, and I'd say it's a pretty solid pick early. Because one,
10
it's going to be
seconds
probably most useful against most lineups because most lineups these days in this meta are
5
push
seconds
lineups. So
remaining.
Keeper of the Light, in my opinion, is very very strong, and he's super strong in the early game with Chakra Magic. So I think it's a good
Reserve
pick,
time.
and it's one of those picks where you can pick it early, and now you can save your actual niche picks for later. Lich being picked up by the Dire, an instant invoker response coming out from the Radiant.
Dire team
PA being banned out, and Husker being banned out. Look at that. Some kind of respect bans that we are unaware of. But by the way, GT Angel _160 in chat says that Emitter is indeed the type. And he says Emitter basically deals with any time you use Nen separated from your body.
Wow, I'm so glad there's other people here who like have some general idea of what we're talking about because
Yeah.
I was kind of afraid that
10
wouldn't be the
seconds
case.
remaining.
Dude, like we had a 1/4 chance that of you, like
5
of each of these
seconds
viewers
remaining.
would know what we're talking about. GT Angel, making it happen.
Oh yeah.
So shout out GG Angel, nice. If I had some kind of prize to give you, I'd give it to you, but now I'm just gonna give you a shout out because you're awesome. But I will. I'm gonna believe you now that you said it, but I'm still gonna look it up because I want to make sure.
Pretty sure it's a emitter, but you know, just don't believe two people who told you.
So what's the one where you manipulate Nen like it's a form? Because like there's, God damn it! All right, I'm just gonna...
What are you talking about?
Like, you know, because there's obviously all the Nen types, and like one of them is actually using your Nen to like do something like as a form.
Radiant team
like
pick.
It's like manipulator or something. Nen types. Hunter x Hunterpedia. Properties of Nen. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna look this up, and you're gonna go over the draft.
All right, so you do that, and I'll do this.
Yes.
So Invoker pick. Invoker obviously a really strong middle. I would say he's going to be against a Viper, but I've never seen Viper mid in the RD2L, so maybe he'll be against a Tiny, which would actually be really good for Invoker. Like, range is always like supremely good middle against a melee, so maybe we'll end up seeing that. I'm kind of surprised about the Husker ban, specifically how good like a Husker would be for the Dire team right now, seeing like all that magic damage, but you know. Apparently they know something I don't know. Bristleback pick, which is cool. Like we haven't seen like an off-lane Bristleback very recently. I would say I think we've seen it before, but yeah, a Bristleback is a mildly like strong hero. They haven't like touched him too much recently, and he used to be super top tier back when people played Timbersaw as well, and Timbersaw was like the Bristleback counter, and Timbersaw got nerfed and Bristleback kind of stayed the same, so I'm kind of surprised we don't see more Bristleback, but yeah, I'm excited to see it. He's an amazing frontliner just for any team for the most part. It's really easy to play. You just run around hitting your W button and turning your back to things, which is fun to do.
All right, so the Hunter x Hunter update. Okay, so here's two things. So emitter shoots out or projects aura. So like it says aura, and I could say all right, maybe that'd be it, but then conjure says materializes an object out of aura. So
see, but
those
like
are two like different things, and they're actually on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Interestingly enough,
Karapika is a conjurer when he doesn't have red eyes, and he conjures chains.
Yeah. So he
doesn't conjure like a fist, because that's not you have a fist attached to you. Why would you conjure something you already have? But yeah.
Okay, well, I would say based on these descriptions, I would almost think that it's a specialist being able to teleport your fist, because emitter, it's like shooting out your aura unless you're creating an aura fist. Then I get it. But this specifically says shoots out or projects aura. So I think I'm not convinced, but it's you know I'll give it to you guys. I'm just saying I'm not completely convinced right now. So just that's my statement. I'm sticking to it.
All right, well,
Templar Assassin.
Maybe we'll prove you wrong someday here. And the TA middle, and TA's pretty good against Invoker. Invoker can be pretty good against TA depending on what type of build you go. It's kind of if it's like a Forged Spirit or like Meatball. Wow, what is that name? Meteor. Then you can burn off Refraction rather quickly. But if you're going for Quaswex, which would kind of be okay here, they have like a couple strength heroes with like mediocre mana pools, and like Lich doesn't have a particularly good mana pool, neither does Viper. Like it's not a bad build for Invoker to go right now, but it wouldn't burn off Refraction charges, which hard to say what the right course of action is, but we'll see what Invoker does. TA is like a tremendously strong hero. Like TA used to be top tier, and then they increased the cost of Refraction, making it so you have to like get runes or Bottle Crow, and people were like, "Ooh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore." So, you know, people stopped playing her. But TA I still think is just tremendously strong, and they don't have a lot of armor on that team other than say like Bristleback, who has an okay strength pool. So like Meld Strike is going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, you know what'd be really cool is if they actually put the Bristleback against the TA, because then the quills could just like burn it down while stacking the quills at the same time.
That's by far their best option. Actually, I would say they should send Invoker like safe lane with a tri-lane, I guess. Maybe send Bristleback off lane with a tri-lane, safe lane Invoker, and pick a new middle to go against TA. That's what I think they should do personally. But we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we'll see what the last pick is. But yeah, I think Coddle's gonna be really good. Give mana. All these people really have like mana issues. So I think that's good. But if Invoker is gonna be against the TA, I think that
Venomancer.
I Wex would be pretty good.
I think they're gonna do what I've suggested here, or they could dual lane with a Venomancer. But I think it's gonna be Venomancer, Metal Invoker, safe lane, and a tri lane with the Bristleback.
Yeah, that'd be really strong with the Bristleback if they tri laned an aggro against the Tiny or the Viper or something. But like it just seems kind of weird now that I think. Would you say safe lane Tiny with an aggro Lich Viper Abaddon?
I think it's an aggro Tiny Abaddon with a safe lane Viper Lich.
You could do that too. Ooh, what the hell is this Tiny? He doesn't have the tree, but like it's showing the aura on him.
Oh man, that's such a sweet cosmetic he has. I'm pretty sure that's the new cosmetic.
Yep.
Yeah, the inscribed.
It's nice and like it's ready to be shipped. Ship it. It looks perfect, guys.
Yeah, this is totally legit. Nothing wrong going on here.
Our work is done. Good week,
awesome.
Guys.
I actually like this more than if they were to fix it. So Valve, please leave it this way.
It's just like this shitty like orb of just gas next to him that just flailing
it's
around.
Like he has a wisp without actually having a wisp, but it's a green wisp.
Yep, it's like the shitty anti-wisp. All right, so calling out who's playing who. Hi, I'm Jing. It's almost like Jing from Hunter x Hunter playing on the Abaddon. Alex Supertramp playing the Viper. This is a new face. Alex Supertramp, haven't seen you. Welcome. 1.09 on the TA Templar Assassin, hiding all our secrets in the mid lane. Smiles playing the Lich, and Polar Buried playing the Tiny, who gets not so tiny in the late game. 555 plus Carbine playing the Bristleback in the solo off lane. Or no, the supports are roaming top, so yeah, it's going to be that aggro, it looks like. Coddle being played by Demon? Diamond? Yeah, Demon222, it's just spelled funny. Olimar and Louie, I know you, and I'm going to probably cast one of your other videos that you send me in a little bit. Playing the Venomancer, Ogre Magi being played by facebook.com/AaronDNG. Some weird names coming out. And Invoker lastly being played by Gran Lee in the solo safe lane. Yeah, we called that out the lanes pretty much perfectly. Actually, they're gonna dual lane this. I think the rating we nailed, but the Dire is definitely a little bit.
The Dire tripped me up by sending Viper bottom with the Abaddon, which I don't know if I agree with. Like, what is the shield gonna do for him, really?
Yeah.
Where I feel like the Tiny with the shield could actually like need it.
Now, I didn't know what the Dire expected, but the Radiant in the aggro tri-lane, they're going to be really good against this. They're going to be able to dive the tower, push with Coddle, and like get aggressive as Lich wants to sacrifice, and it's just going to push their tower, and they might get an early tower out of this.
This Tiny's not going to get any farm where a Viper could get farm, which is why I'm really surprised Tiny's up here.
Yeah, this is I don't know, we'll think about like that later, like the laning setup and like what was going through the Dire's mind a little bit later. For now, we have to actually look at the action. But yeah, bottom lane, talking about bottom lane now. So it's a solo Invoker, and he is going up against two pretty manly heroes. So far, he's been able to stay in range and try to get some last hits, but Viper is not going to have any of it with his orb walks. So we'll see how this works. This is going to be pretty bad. If they should just honestly man up on Invoker with like the 10% move speed. It's not that much right now, but Invoker doesn't have any Wex, and like he doesn't have boots, he doesn't have Ghost Walk. They could just like go past the creep wave, and he's got a long way to go to his tower. They could man up against him right now, and that's what Abaddon's maybe looking to do. There's a Dire ward here, so no vision actually for the Radiant. So we'll see if any action happens down there. But I definitely think you agree that they could man up on this guy, right? At least like force him out.
I'm sorry to say it, but I do feel like the Dire team has screwed up their lanes, and both of their lanes, top and bottom, would be doing better if they'd switch the Tiny and the Viper.
Right. Well, I'd say that the bottom, it could be going really, really well right now, so they're not necessarily making this lane a mistake, but they could be saving the top lane and also making the bottom lane strong.
Yeah, the bottom lane would still work, I guess is the better way to say that. Yeah,
exactly.
And, like, Invoker's range, so, like, even Viper, like, manning up on him isn't going to be able to, like, do a phenomenal job. It'll be good, but he has a chance to get away and so on and so forth.
Yep. Now, double Illuminate, hitting the top lane. This is how I play Coddle right here. You just stay behind trees and shine your flashlight on people, and they're like, hey, stop it. And Venomancer is getting really low here in the mid lane. He's getting hit by a lot of those Psyblades. He doesn't have any regen left either. This could be bad. He actually just got his bottle, so he'll be somewhat okay, but he needs to get runes. He needs to make sure that runes are happening. And First Blood actually goes the way of bottom lane, so like I said, that Invoker is totally vulnerable. And against that dual lane, he doesn't have any Wex, so he's not going to have Ghost Walk, and they didn't have any detection. So once again, if I was going to be a solo lane against anything that I'm afraid of, like heaven forbid if you're in the solo off lane or something, or you're mid and they have like really good like gank potential coming out from their supports, I would get Ghost Walk, and they're manning up on him again. He doesn't have level 4, so he doesn't have that point of Wex once again. Now he's going straight into tower range, and they have a Photic Shield. They're going to dive this. This is a dead Invoker. This is exactly what I was talking about, and thankfully they're actually doing it now.
Yeah, they're actually manning up, and it's kind of doing better than I thought. But I totally agree with you. Like Wex would be good this game. Like it definitely wouldn't be bad. Where I've seen other
watch
games,
mid lane.
it's like
Manning up, TA on the Venomancer. She has a haste, and bam, that's a kill.
yeah, that's a bummer. Like you just have to assert your dominance over the TA early and try to rune control better. And I think you can do better, but this TA is definitely pulling ahead.
Yep. Yeah, so he went 2 points into the Poison Touch, which I think is what you have to do to burn the charges. Is that right? I think that's true.
I believe so. I don't think the damage over. I still think he should get like two Gale, 2 Poison Sting, and then start getting wards.
Right. So if he wanted to really do this the best, he got the Plague Wards early, but what you should do is make sure to put a ward like into the rune spots 45 seconds at least before the rune spawns, because you can actually do that way early and have your ward there, and at least you have vision, because TA actually had to walk to the rune. She didn't like go there and like guess it perfectly and stand on it as it spawned, which means you could have canceled it with your ward. So like the strength of Venomancer, especially in this lineup, he could dominate if you do it well. And that's part of it, is making sure you rune control, because if she didn't have that haste, she wouldn't have mana, and she wouldn't have got that kill on you, and she wouldn't have snowballed and get levels, etc.
So we were. Oh no, Venom might be getting dived on right now.
Yeah, wow.
Oh,
So he switched up the lanes.
Gale.
Invoker went mid. I did notice that, but now it's definitely getting punished once again. This bot lane's way too strong. Invoker's like, yeah, you can have that shitty lane. I'm gonna go to the mid lane and well, just suck it up, Mr. Brain Slug, Banana Slug.
Yeah. So this Viper Abaddon's doing like way better than I expected them to do, which good for them. They need to win a lane.
Tiny's like, what's going on, as his team is dominating in both the bot and mid lane. TA getting a kill on Invoker as well. And now there's a dive top, and Tiny's going to say what the F again, because Bristleback's manning up past the tower. TP coming from Abaddon, doing some Aphotic Shields, and now the Radiant's running just a little bit. Salve and Tango is rolling on Bristleback, though, and now he's got more mana from the Chakra Magic. Ogre Magi getting got on, but he's Ogre Magi. He's got tons of strength. Look at his HP. He doesn't even care. The Aphotic Shield might actually burst on him. Actually, it doesn't, but TA's there to throw the Meld Strike. And now Bristleback's by himself. TA's here going to cut down on his armor with a Meld Strike coming up in 1 second, 0 seconds, and that's going to be the finale. Now Cuddle and Invoker are actually manning up against the Dire. They think that they're strong, but man, the Dire's out of control. Wow, and Lich almost gets dead if it was a full charged up Illuminate. I think he canceled it a little bit early, but Tiny tossing and killing the Lich as well. Well, actually not the Lich, but the Invoker, I think. But yeah, big GG coming out from Invoker, and probably well placed. Wow, mad cause bad. No, wow, not raging, but mad cause mad.
And they accept it.
Mad cause got wrecked by a strong. I mean, like, I don't know. We talked about the beginning of the game, and we need to take this moment to actually talk about that. So, if you were the Dire, now we talked about what the Radiant's lanes would be, and we nailed that, but we didn't really predict what the Dire's lanes would be. What did you think? What did you say at the beginning of the draft in terms of Dire's lane setup?
So I definitely thought that the Dire team was going to be Viper, Lich top, and I feel like Viper Lich would have been like way better against the Bristleback Veno Coddle. And that, by the way, for the Radiant team, that was the only lane that won. Is that true?
Which lane?
The Bristleback Coddle Ogre.
Yeah, on the Radiant side, I think it did okay. It didn't like do amazing.
So I was talking about what the Dire should have done, and it totally worked out. The guy playing Veno said he wasn't a very good Veno player at the end, which maybe that was a really big reason why the TA did so well. Who's
that
5-0
pretty
right
strongly.
now. Yeah. But this Tiny needs a great start to get going, and Viper just needs like a little bit of farm and an okay start. And so I feel like they should have tried to focus the Tiny doing better, and they didn't do that. So, but like it like I said, it still worked out, so it didn't even matter. I liked that they tried to do what they did, the Radiant team, I mean, but it just didn't work out. The Invoker got dived too many times and couldn't do anything, and the Veno just didn't do that well.
Yeah, like we were actually complaining that the Dire didn't do the laning setup that we thought was the best, yet they ended up dominating, and it's like, I don't know. I think that Viper was, I mean, they put the Invoker, like, okay, so Venomancer, I get that. But, like, bottom lane, them putting the Viper and the Abaddon against the Invoker was the smartest thing they could have done, I think, unless, like, you were saying that they could put Tiny bottom, and that would do really good as well. I think it would have worked out no matter what, like we said.
From my point of view, like, let's say 30 minutes went by, like, the Radiant team should, in theory, be doing, like, better and just, like, dominating. But they won at 6 minutes, so, like, things just obviously went crazy wrong for the Radiant team, and like there's no recovering from that, I suppose.
Yeah, so we're not gonna that's pretty much it. We beat the dead horse, and I think they could have switched up Tiny and Viper, and that's pretty much the only change they could have made. But besides that, like, everything, like, it was obviously a great setup, so everything worked out, and we thought that the Radiant did their lanes exactly how they should have. So it was mainly just the play. I would say, if I had to say anything to wrap up, Invoker, get a early point of Wex if you're going to be against that lane, and, well, Venomancer is first game, like, not first game of Venomancer, but you learn Venomancer. Anyone first playing a hero is gonna not be able to play that hero very well.
If that Invoker went Quas Wex that game, they didn't like try to kill him till he like level 3 or something. Yeah, exactly. Invoker could have ghost walked like the whole time, every time, and they wouldn't have been able to do anything.
At least make them purchase sentries and dust and whatnot.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, Invoker's not 0-4, and then Viper's not 2-0. Like, things would have gone way better, and then suddenly you're balancing out like your lanes, and then just having your mid Veno lose isn't that like that big of a deal because you still have 2 lanes that are doing phenomenally well.
Exactly.
And yeah, now that we talk about this, that was probably the biggest mistake.
Yep.
I get that he was going for Forge Spirits, but if you're an Invoker player, I would hope you'd be able to switch up your build depending on what you need to do, and I think that's what he needed to do.
Exactly. All right, guys, so that unfortunately is my last cast today. Like, I work and I gotta work tomorrow, and so I wish I could do more. This is really fun. Thanks for watching.